24th of November, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos. Morning. Can you hear me, Rabbi? No, you can't.
Good morning.
Good morning, Barry. How are you?
Good. We're all ready. Let's just move this over here.
Baruch Hashem.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Okay. Good morning. How's everyone today? Good morning, Barry. Good morning, Roy. Good morning, Lou. Everyone. Okay. Yeah. Good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Samanavshi here in Yerushalayim Zoom. This is our first year. We're learning about the essence of Hanukah, also Purim, and the mitzvahs that we do, and the hallow that we say, and particularly with the discussion as to the level of significance of Hanukah and Purim in terms of the being mitzvah d'oraisa, mitzvah d'rabbanan, right? We saw the Chasam Sofer. We're dealing with Rusad Yagon, and we'll continue. Let me put on the screen where we have been learning the document, and it should be coming up in a moment. We have here.
Can you hear the drilling in the background from me?
No.
No, everything's quiet by me. I am okay.
Good.
Okay. Let's I think maybe start with paragraph 10. Paragraph 10 if you like. See it there on your screen or in front of you on your hard copy.
Okay, 10. Va'amnam yesh kan mekom iyun b'divrei hagaon zal. So what's amnam?
However, amna means however.
However, there is a place to wonder. In the words of the Sadyagon, Delefi ha nir'eh midivarav kan shamna Megillah B'ner Hanukah B'minyan Tarag. Lefi and since it seems that there is a basis for the listing of the Megillah and the candles of Hanukkah in the count of the 613 mitzvahs.
I mean, that's what Rav Sadia Yagon did. Rav Sadia Yagon included in the count of 613 included, right, Megillah and their Hanukkah, right?
Right. But Azil Bishitas Habal Halachos Gidolos Visai Aso Zal. And let's see, and he goes with the view of of the Baal Halachos Gedolos and supporters of blessed memory, Bizeh limnos gam mitzvos. I'm sorry. Mitzvos derabanan b'minyan taryag mitzvos.
Right. That basically what he's saying is we know that Rav Sadia Gaon listed the Ner Hanukah and the Megillah in part of his Taryag mitzvahs, and you could want to perhaps say that he's going in the shita, the opinion of the Hilchos Gedolos, that he lists mitzvahs to Rabbanan in the Taryag. Okay, that you could perhaps say it like that. That would be one way of explaining Rav Sadia Gaon.
So I'm sorry. What did the Baal Halachos Gedolos? What did they do? They listed rabbinicals in the 613.
Yes, they list rabbinical mitzvahs in the 613 mitzvahs. That goes. That they apply that criteria because really everything that the Rabbanan Chazal say is really sourced from the Torah. So there is a way of explaining that what the mitzvahs the Rabbanan that we have can also be included in Taryag mitzvahs. So you could possibly want to explain Rav Sadia Gaon like that as well. I think he's eventually going to go away from this, but you might want to explain it that way. So he's dealing with that right now.
In other words, you might want to explain that Rav Sadia Gaon includes Purim and Hanukkah in the 613, but still considers them to be rabbinic.
Right. You might want to explain it that way.
The Im Kain Yesh Latema Amai Lo Mina Gam Kain Mitzvos Ner Shabbat. And if this is so, then there's also to wonder or to question why we don't also include the Shabbos candles.
Right. So if you wanted to say that was what Rav Sadia Gaon opinion was, you'd have to ask the question, well, why didn't he put other mitzvahs like Ner Shabbos in his listing of the Taryag mitzvahs, which he doesn't.
Right. Usha'ar mitzvos de Rabbanan and other rabbinical mitzvahs. Shemanu Habal Halachos Gedolos V'siyaso. And other mitzvos, other rabbinical mitzvos that we understand from the Baal Halachos Gedolos and supporters. De'al kurcha min haTorah lav dafka, that we're forced to say that the idea of something being from the Torah is not to be taken literally.
Right. So that would be the conclusion you'd have to reach, which he doesn't want to. He doesn't really want to come to that conclusion. So
I'm sorry, I don't understand. What is this conclusion that you would reach?
That when Rav Sadia Gaon, if you want to say that Rav Sadia Gaon said that Ner Hanukah and Mikra Megillah are min Torah, you have to say it doesn't necessarily mean exactly from the Torah. It really means that they're rabbinic, but which is really not such a
Yeah.
tenable explanation of Rav Sadia Gaon.
Okay.
Okay.
So then what? So but what is this conclusion? There wasn't there
That is-
something
that-
added on
The
that if
conclusion
you
that he's going like Rav the Baal Hilchos Gedolos. The Baal Hilchos Gedolos, he includes Mrs. the Rabbanin in Taryag, but he's going away from trying to say that that's the Rav Sadia Gaon is going with that opinion as well. People might suggest that, but he wants to say he's not happy with that explanation.
so but overall what is the intention of including or excluding something from being midioraisa? Is it because of the punishment you receive if you are over? I mean, why are these great people trying to teach us what is midioraisa and what's midirabanan, or what's one of the 613?
Well, first of all, is because we've been taught that there are 613 primary mitzvahs from the Torah, but Moshe Rabbeinu didn't tell us exactly which ones they were, right? So now that becomes the job of the Rishonim.
But how do we know? How did we arrive first of all at the number 613? Where did that come from? Why does everybody agree that it's 613?
There must be a chazal. I'm not exactly sure where.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But it must be a chazal. It just didn't throw the dice and come out 613.
Right.
So I can try and find it. I can try and look and find what the source of the Tarya, where we get this concept of Tarya mitzvahs. I can try and find that out.
But everybody, so to speak, agrees that it's 613. Nobody's arguing 614, 617.
Right. Everyone agrees 613. Exactly which ones, that's a matter of dispute.
Okay.
Good. So,
Well, I'm wondering if, Rabbi, another way to answer Barry's question would be that the significance of whether somebody is whether a mitzvah is deraisa or derabanan has to do with the leniencies that we can apply, and that's what's really relevant to our conversation here, because we're talking about the principle of Safek derabanan lekula, Safek deraisa lechumra, which says that if you have a doubt and it's rabbinic, you're going to act differently than if you have a doubt and it's deraisa.
Right, but but either way, if you violate some instructions for what to do or not to do on Shabbos, so then you're liable for punishment. In other words, everybody agrees if you light a fire.
No, that's not true. For example, if I'm helping somebody who's sick,
right,
then I can do things and I'm not in violation. So there's no punishment.
Right, but that's something that has been that's been decided. That's
because it is rabbinic.
right. For example,
what do you mean it's rabbinic? If I need to light a fire to save for a sick person, right? Can I do it or not?
No, you can't, because that's deraisa.
Right.
But if you need to do something that's rabbinic, you can.
I see. Okay, I hear.
right, there's definitely going to be ramifications and consequences depending what type of a mitzvah it is. But our discussion is simply in terms of Hanukkah and Purim, are they considered to be derice or durabanan? And what aspects of them are derice and what aspects of them are durabanan? Okay.
Sorry, can we have something made durabonim or nowadays? Or do we need a Sanhedrin or something like that?
No, you need the Anshe Knesset. Going to basically all our mitzvahs are fixed now. I mean, there's no addition of new mitzvahs and things like that.
Okay.
But
So
what about electricity?
No, that's
It's-
that's just a question as to where that fits in the constellation of mitzvahs.
But it's
And,
been decided. Electricity has been decided. They made a decision.
But they made a decision way after the Anshe Knesset Gedola.
But the ones who made the decision represent them. We have to have some authority. We can't say, oh well, the Anshe Knesset Gedola isn't here anymore, so it's we don't know what to do. No, we have leaders who represent them, and they when they say that you can't use electricity, they're saying, I think they're saying, in our estimation, this is what the Anshe Gedola would have ruled.
what I was getting at was that that at the time of Hanukah and Purim, at the time of Hanukah and Purim, they were still able to make Durabonim laws,
right.
right? And that stopped only when we lost the Anshe Knesset.
Actually, basically with the closing of the Gemara, when the Gemara was closed, right, and that basically brought an end to any new innovations.
Uh-huh. All right.
Right.
So what's the difference if electricity were discovered 2,000 years ago and a decision had to be made versus it was discovered now and a decision had to be made? What's the difference between the decision processes in those two scenarios?
I mean, not really much. I mean, it's just a question of where does electricity is a fact. The only question is where does that reality, that existence of electricity fit in with the Lamites Malachas? We know what the Lamites Malachas are. Does it fit in to the Lamites Malachas, or it doesn't fit into the Lamites Malachas? So that's a basic question, which would have been the same 2,000 years ago as it is now.
Right. I mean, that's why that was the reason for the decision. In their best estimation, this was fire. So we certainly are not going to say, well, we don't have the Anshe Knesset Gedola anymore, so we'll do the best we can. I don't agree. I disagree. We have a right to disagree. We have leaders, and they tell us, what they think we need to do to comply with the real thing.
Okay.
All right, should I continue reading?
Yeah, I think so.
L'chein nir'eh li b'das Rabbeinu Hagaon Zal Devadai Sirle Dekri'a Hahalel Hu Midaraisa. I'm sorry, I have to go get my phone. It's waking up my wife.
Oh, okay. Barry, you want to take over for a few minutes?
Yeah, let me just
can start from the beginning of 11.
L'chein nirali, therefore it appears to me,
Correct, that's
das
correct.
Rabbeinu Hagon, the Tzal, do they?
Devadai, that definitely.
The Vadai Sverele, the Kriyas Hahalel, who Midiaraisa, Umakodem Nivar Ikor Hadavar. B'nei Mekor Hakirahu b'mei the Amrinan the Tanan Hasem b'misnisan kol yom sheyesh bo halel ein ma'amed b'shechiris, etc.
That's
B'shachris?
yeah, that's right. B'shachris. So, so he says as follows. He says it definitely is that Rav Sadia Gaon is of the opinion that the reading of Hallel, when we say Hallel, is Deraisa. And he's referring to on Hanukah here. That on Hanukah, when you say Hallel, it's a mitzvah Deraisa to say Hallel. And the proof of this is from what we say in the Gemara in Tainus, that over there, there's a brisa, Masnisin, there's a brisa that says, Kol Yom Sheish Bo Hallel Ein Maimud B'Shachris. Anytime you have the saying of Hallel, you don't do the Maimud. That's when the Israeli would get up and say several whole paragraphs of psukim relating to the particular day of the week. So there was a rule. Whenever you had a Hallel, you didn't do there was no Maimud. There was no saying of the Maimon, right? Oh, now there was a specific time, but Echad B'Teves, go ahead.
Echad B'Teves, lo hayabo ma'amed shehaya Hallel, etc.
Right. So one second. So on the first day of Teves, which if you remember, Rosh Chodesh Teves comes in the middle of Hanukkah, right?
Right.
So on Rosh Chodesh Teves, they would not say the Maimid, right? Would not say the Maimid, because they were saying Hallel, because they were saying Hallel for Hanukkah.
Mm-hmm. So that's a proof that the Hallel is Midiaraisa?
Yeah, we're in the middle. You didn't get to the end of the proof yet.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm asking, because I didn't see yet what point is being made. Okay. Amrinan Ella B'Gemara. Where is this in?
That's in Tainus.
In Tainus. Sham. That's in Tainus. Velitnei Nami be'echad b'Nisan lo haya bo ma'amed mipnei sheyesh bo Hallel.
So the Gemara asks a question. We should have said that on Rosh Chodesh Nisan. The Echad b'Nisan was supposed should also said there was no Maimid then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there isn't a Hallel. So on one hand you have Rosh Chodesh Teves. There is no Maimid because there's Hallel. And on Nisan, the first of Nisan, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, right? Apparently there is a Maimon, even though there is a Hallel. So we have to come to a understanding of these two different halachas. And with our understanding of these two halachas, that's going to be the proof that Hallel is in fact the Raisa. That's what the 12th paragraph goes into now.
Now this Maimon, do we have anything in our siddur like that?
Yeah,
As
yeah.
far
If you
as
look,
we would call,
if you look, many Siddurim in the back of the Siddurim, they have what they call the Ma'amodos. Each day has there's a separate series of paragraphs based on primary.
oh yeah, well that's on Yontif. We do that on Yontif, like by Rosh Hashanah, right?
Yeah, but
Or
also
other.
every day of the week also has them.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
So now number 2. Lou, you want to take over? We're in number 12 now. And
Okay,
basically what we just covered now was you have 2 times that there's a Rosh Chodesh. One Rosh Chodesh is on Teves, which comes out during Hanukah. Rosh Chodesh Teves comes out on Hanukah, and Rosh Chodesh Nisan, which is the beginning of the month of Nisan. And there's a rule that whenever there's Hallel being said, the Maimid, which is a special ceremony that the Israelim took part in the Beis HaMikdash, whenever there's a Hallel, the Maimid was not said. But we see that there are 2 separate Rosh Chodeshim when Hallel is being said, and one time they do Maimid, and one time they do not do Maimid. On Rosh Chodesh Teves, there is no Maimid. On Rosh Chodesh Nisan, there is a Maimid. So because of that question, he's going to come to a certain conclusion now, which is what paragraph 12 is all about.
okay. Amar Rava, Zos Omeris, Halayla, Derish Yircha.
The Reish Yarcha of the first of the month, the night of the first of the month.
First of the month. So Rabbah said that this is what we say on the night of the first of the month.
Right. Lav the Raisa.
Lav da'araisa.
Right. What's said on the night of the first of the month is not the Raisa. Okay. Hold on. We'll get back to this.
Damar, is this Rabbi Yonah?
Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda.
Rabbi Yehuda, Mishum, excuse me.
Rabbi Shimi ben Yochai. Gesundheit.
Thank you. Because of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, what is the Yud Chet?
First of all, Mishum means in the name of. His Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, Yud Ches, there are 18. Because 18 Yom Neshama, there are 18 days during the year.
Yachid Gomer, that are completed alone.
Yachid Gomer es Hallel. The Yachid completes, they say, a full Hallel. There are 18 days in the year where the person says a full Hallel.
Behain es Hallel. Okay, okay. Ve'elu hain, and these are them. Shemonas Yemei Hachag. The 8 days of the holiday. Ushmo Nas.
That's sickness. You have 8 days during Sukkot.
That's Sukkot. Okay. Ushmonas Yemei Hanukah. V'kulei, and the 8 days of Hanukkah, etc.
Right. So let's try and figure it out. you have, so far you have 8 days during Sukkot, 8 days during Hanukkah. So that's 16 already, right? 16 already. So all you need is 2 more days where you finish and say a full Hallel, right?
Right. So Pesach, we don't. Pesach, we say half Hallel, right?
The first day is
day.
First day is say, first day, right, Luna, right, Mayor, very good. The first day is say a whole Hallel, that's 17, so
And
far, so good.
Shavuos.
And Shavuos, right, so those are
But
the,
yeah, but on Pesach, we're obligated. They just make an exception because of the drowning of the Egyptians. But normally it would be included.
right, but the
So, I mean,
18 days are included the first day Pesach. Meaning what we do, in practically speaking, we say a full Hallel 18 days during the year. That's what it works out.
we should say 20, but it should be 20.
Okay, well, you know,
I didn't get 20.
the Egyptians shouldn't chase that. If the Egyptians didn't chase after us, it would have been different, but we can't help that anymore.
But it wouldn't be
Okay.
20. It would be more than 20.
Right.
How much would it be? How many?
It would be 25.
Right. Okay. Right.
All the days of Pesach would be included.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's continue on.
I have to get the phone for a second. So let somebody else read, please.
Okay. Goyla in Chutzlar, Goyla is in Chutzlar Arts, it's Chaf Aleph Yom, 21 days. Okay, so they because they have a second day Goylas, so they say 21 days. We say 18 days, and they say, right, 21, because you have 3 more times they say for the second day Goylas of Pesach, of Shavuos, and Sukkot. So it gives them 21 days. They say it in Chutzlar. Ayin Sham, Kaloime. What does this all mean? So it says Kaloime. This means to say, "V'keven de lo chashiv nami rosh chodesh." They never in this count. They never included Rosh Chodesh. That was not included in this count, right? Shma mina shin mem. Shma mina. Learn from this the Hallel de Rosh Chodesh lav deraisa. So learn from this that the saying of Hallel on Rosh Chodesh is not deraisa. Okay. Well, umezeh, maybe a Ramban. The Ramban says the following: Raya decrees Hallel deraisahi zulas derosh chodesh. The raya that Hallel is deraisa is because you don't include the Hallel of Rosh Chodesh. I mean, when we say the Hallel on Rosh Chodesh, first of all, we're only saying a half Hallel. And secondly, since it's not included in this count, you understand that it's not deraisa. So far, so good.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone like to go over Ele Huksha Lo Ramban? There are 2 lines from the bottom of that paragraph.
Okay.
Let me get the.
Let's see. Ella de Huksha lo leharamban zecher livracha. So what these are Huksha.
There was a question to the Ramban.
Oh, a question. There's a question to the Ramban. May the Amrinan, the Hallel, uva Megillah, Mahu Sheif Sok.
Right, there's the Gemara has a question, is it permissible to interrupt in the middle of Hallel or in the middle of the Megillah?
Oh, is it permissible to interrupt? Oh,
Right.
okay.
Lifsok is to interrupt. Let's say you have to answer somebody, you have to give shalom, or you have to return the shalom, right? Just like you had various different laws of whether you can say shalom to somebody in the midst of Kriya Shema or not, whether you're between the prakim, bena prakim or not. So there were very different laws applicable in that situation. The Gemara is also asking if those laws apply equally to Hallel and Kriyas Megillah as well.
Okay, let's see. Amrinan. What? Korea? Kufab?
Kol v'chomer.
Oh, Kol v'chomer.
Kriya Shema.
Kriya Shema. The Oraita posek. Hallel de Rabbanan. Miboye. Okay, so Kriya Shema is a derisa, and can be what posek interrupted.
Right.
So Hallel is derabanan, mivaye. So certainly.
Right. So certainly, miboye, meaning if by Kriya Shema, which is the Raisa, you're permitted to interrupt. So then when it comes to Hallel, which is the Rabbanan, Miboye, do you need to ask the question about the law of interrupting in the middle of Hallel?
Okay. So
here you see a direct reference to Hallel by the Gemara as being the Rabbanan. Not the Raisa. That's a bit of a question. That's a strong question.
Okay. So is it a question? Okay. Okay, and let's see.
This abbreviation, let's see. Let me try. I want to try if I have to look up this abbreviation.
Vav Dalet. Vav Dalet. Must be a hard one. It's not in my book.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Dilma. Oh, okay, that's good. It's always obvious once you find it out. Oh, Dilma, or perhaps.
Dilma. Okay.
It's always obvious. But Barry, in retrospect, it's always obvious.
That's right. Dilma. Okay. Pirsume Nisa Adif. Okay, so to publicize the miracle, forget what Adif is.
Idif. Pirsume Nisa, it could be the Hallel by Hanukah, because it's Pirsume Nisa, it's Idif. It's more significant.
Oh, more significant. Voar mizeh shahu midivrehim. And will be explained of this shahu that with their words.
Yeah, I mean, you see from these words of the Gemara that Hallel is being viewed as a din d'Rabbanan, not a din d'Oraisa.
Oh, and so we're saying with that even though Hallel is Rabbanan, that it could be that still could be that because of Pesumei Nisa, Hanukkah is Derisa?
We're trying to, we're seeing two currents of thought, two trends of thought. One that it's derisa, one's there is derabbanan. This is supporting the contention that Hallel Hanukkah is derabbanan.
Well, what's the point about pursuing Nisa?
And presuming the Gemara. So if it was obvious, that that it was the Rabbanan, the Gemara shouldn't have any question. It was a kol v'chomer, right? So it could be that the Gemara was understanding that the Hallel of Hanukkah, since it's pursuing Nisa, might be more significant than a normal Hallel, say on Rosh Chodesh or something like that.
More significant meaning Derisa?
Right. Well, no, not exactly. That'll be disputed. Whether you made it to the Raisa because pursuing Easter, that'll be a question.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to the next paragraph.
Okay. 13. Okay, so it says, let's see. Yalzeh, Heshiv Haramban, the Hatam, Myre, Hallel de Chanukah, V'yamim she'ein hayachid gomer, Bahen et ha-Hallel. Okay, so let's see what that is. And with all this, the Ramban answers that the Hatam, that what there, I'm not sure what Myri is.
Right, that it's referring to.
Oh, it's referring to. Okay, and there it's referring to Hallel and Hanukkah. The Yamim she'en yachid, and not the and the days. Let's see, she'en yachid gomer, and not the specific days.
That an individual, the days that an individual will not finish the Hallel, I mean, it's only a half Hallel. It's referring now to situations where we only say the half Hallel.
Oh. Okay.
But that's not included, right? Aren't we only talking about full Hallel?
Right, correct, that's right.
So it doesn't matter, half Hallel is just, I mean, who made that decision? But I mean, but that's not part of our problem.
That's what he's going to say.
Oh, so it says Shehu Vadai Lav de Oraita Dumi de Megillah. Okay, so that divide love that it's not.
Vadai Lav de Rice. I mean, those times when we say only a half Hallel, they're definitely not the Rice. Meaning, anytime we say a half Hallel, it's definitely not the Rice.
Not the Rice. Okay. Domi.
And when it says it's not the rice, it means that we're not obligated to say Hallel.
Not from the Torah, but rabbinically we are. We on Rosh Chodesh you say half Hallel, right? On Chol HaMoed Pesach you say Hallel, right?
Are we saying that the times that we do include full Hallel in our davening, it's because it's midiraisa?
Right.
That's what we're saying. So there were other considerations that they said, well, that doesn't, this particular situation doesn't fulfill that requirement, so we'll just make it a half Hallel.
Yeah, something like that.
Is
Yeah,
that a fair,
along,
is that a fair assessment?
yeah, along those lines. Yeah, that's basically the direction we're going in right now. Yeah. Good. That's good.
Okay, so what, Dumi, the Megillah, similar to the Megillah?
Right. So here he's making a statement that the Megillah is midrabanan. The Megillah is not going to be derais.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay. Aval Halel de Regalim Vadai D'Oraita Hu Ein Sham. Okay, but the Hallel for the holidays are certainly D'Oraita.
Right. Because on those days you say a full hallel, right?
That is correct, yes. Uvemet, the Divrei Haramban, Zecher Livracha, Elu Timuhim. So
Go ahead.
I'm not sure what Timuhim is.
From the same word as tema, or wondrous, or astounding. Astounding. The words of the Ramban are astounding.
Are astounding. The im Hallel de Hanukah de Rabbanan. Oh, that Hallel for Hanukkah is rabbinic. Okay. Im Kain, Hech Mevi Raya, the Hallel de Oraita, Mikdamar Rava, Shma Mina, Hallel de, not sure what that is. De Rabbi Chanina?
That that the Hallel de Rosh Chodesh.
Oh, Rosh Chodesh is not the Oraita. Okay. V'harei chatam l'gavi Hallel to Hanukah the Achad b'Tevet Ka'amor Hachi. So behold there, l'gavi. Not sure what that is. L'gavi.
Come out, meaning again, this is going back to the Gemara in Tainus, that the Gemara in Tainus was contrasting Rosh Chodesh Nisan and Rosh Chodesh Teves, that there was no Maimid in the base of Migdash on Rosh Chodesh Teves, but there was a Maimid on Rosh Chodesh Nisan in the base of Migdash. So what's the difference? So the conclusion that you draw from the Gemara is that the Rosh Chodesh Teves is the Raisa, the Hallel on Rosh Chodesh Teves is the Raisa, and the Hallel on Rosh Chodesh Nisan is only the Rabbanan. So what's the difference between Rosh Chodesh Teves and Rosh Chodesh Nisan? It's not Rosh Chodesh. It's the fact that you're saying the Hallel for the Hanukkah. You're not saying the Hallel for the Rosh Chodesh.
Oh, that's very,
Okay.
that's very interesting.
In a certain way, we should ask the question in a couple of weeks when we get to Rosh Chodesh Teves, right? When we're there by Rosh Chodesh Teves, so we're going to say the full Hallel, right? But maybe we could ask the question, why don't we say one Hallel, one full Hallel, and then maybe after Moses we'll say another half Hallel, one for Hanukkah and one for Rosh Chodesh. Why don't we say two Hallels, one for Rosh Chodesh and one for Hallel for Hanukkah?
Oh,
That would be a nice idea. No, Barry, we want to talk to the Gabbai about that, maybe?
Well, we currently, that's what we do in our shul.
Ah,
No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. No, but I mean, that would be a stretch to at one point to make it. In other words, it's either or. You can't play both ends against the middle.
why? Why you
In other words,
you light the menorah and you say Hallel. You do two different mitzvahs. Let me put it this way. When on Rosh Chodesh Teves Hanukkah, right? You're saying a full Hallel. Is that Hallel for Rosh Chodesh or is that Hallel for Hanukkah?
that's for Rosh Chodesh.
Well, we don't say a full Hallel for Rosh Chodesh. We always say half a Hallel. All right. So why don't you suggest, ask the rabbi or ask the gabbai, why don't we say two Hallels on Rosh Chodesh Teves? Say one for Rosh Chodesh and another Hallel, a full Hallel for Hanukkah. Why not? We eat how many times we eat matzah on Pesach? We eat matzah at the beginning. We eat matzah for Afikomen, right? So we're not afraid of doing mitzvahs a few times if we have to, right? Shouldn't be afraid of doing extra mitzvahs.
No.
Why not?
Yeah, but with matzah, it's only that first bite that you fulfill everything. After that, you can eat a boxcar full, but it doesn't matter. It's not, you're not doing anything.
Right.
If the first bite you take or the first whatever, kazayas you eat, that you fulfilled it, done. And if
Right.
and because the proof is, if you don't eat any more matzah after that at all, you're still yotze.
You're yotzi, right? But then why do we have to have why do we eat the afikomen? Aren't you full?
Because of the kids. That was added on a custom, for the kids, all that. That's not
Because they want to get toys. They want to get toys.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
So I'll ask you, why do we blow the shofar 100 times in Rosh Hashanah, 10 times the Nuksen? Why not? Why everyone wants to go home? It's a long davening on Rosh Hashanah. Why drag it out with 100 times blowing shofar?
Why? Because we have to satisfy everybody's kvetch. This one says this one says that. So in order to stop everybody having shilas about did we do it, did we didn't do it, so they do 100. Then no one can have a complaint at the next board meeting. Oh, we gotta we didn't do this, we didn't do that, my family did this, so you do 100 and shine, everybody has to shut up. It's one of those rare times when then no one can stand up and say, oh, we're not doing the right thing, we didn't fulfill the shofar.
All right. Okay, look, we have a few weeks to think about it. Why don't we say two Hallels on Rosh Chodesh Teves?
One for Rosh Chodesh,
Right.
and one for Hanukah.
Right. Why not? Like I said, if we have to.
I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why. Because on Hanukah itself, we can fulfill it. In other words, on the day of Rosh Hashanah, on the day of Rosh Chodesh Teves, it's Rosh Chodesh Teves. If we want to do some, if we want to dedicate some parts of the davening to Hanukkah, well, on the 25th, we'll do it. Why do we have to do it 24 days before?
Well, no.
I would say we don't do it twice for Tirchat Tzibur.
Mayor's a very practical person. He wants everybody to go home and have breakfast. The donuts and latkes are waiting for everybody, not to keep everybody late for the donuts and latkes.
Yeah, but that's not on Rosh Chodesh. That's
that's before even Rosh Chodesh.
That's before Rosh Chodesh, right? So we don't, no one can complain. Oh, we got, the kids are waiting. We got a light, and all that. So
on Rosh Chodesh, we'll bring the schnapps though.
In other words, it seems to me a stretch that on Rosh Chodesh Teves we should be doing a Hallel for Hanukah. We have Hanukah coming. We'll do it when Hanukah comes.
No. The Teves is in the midst of Hanukkah. Teves, Rosh Chodesh Teves is on the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Right. I'm sorry. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And now I get the point.
Maybe
Okay.
it's
And now I
because
understand.
it's the Rabbanan.
Yeah. What do you mean?
The Hallel of Hanukkah is rabbinic, and therefore it doesn't have the power to change the service on Rosh Chodesh.
No, but that's the Gemara that he brought. The Gemara he cited the Gemara that in the base of Mikdash the Hallel did change the vote in the base of Mikdash, because they said since they were saying the Hallel on Rosh Chodesh Teves, right? They didn't say the Maimon. They didn't say the Maimon on the Rosh Chodesh, but on Rosh Chodesh Nisan they did say the Maimon. So what's the difference between Rosh Chodesh Nisan and Rosh Chodesh Teves? On Rosh Chodesh Teves, the Hallel's the Raisa, where on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, the Hallel is only the Rabbanan.
Right. I hear. Okay. So if it's only the Rabbanan, so say half a Hallel. Shine.
Right, but then you lose out Hanukah. Hanukah is the Raisa. That's the point he's proving. He's proving that the Hallel of Hanukah is the Raisa. Okay, anyway, I see that we went over time. It's 10 o'clock now, so
Take a break.
yeah, we'll take a break and pick up with the Shir and Mr. Brew in a few minutes.
Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to Ein Karen with my wife in a few minutes.
Okay, have a
Shalema.
Shalema.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Roy, have a
Okay.
good afternoon. And Lou, we'll see you in a few minutes, Mitzvah.